There are two ways of tampering with a message. You could replace it with a lie, or you could omit key elements, and the effect is that the essence of the message will become less clear. If someone receives and upholds a tampered message, he will likely pass on to others the tampered message, unless there is an intervention. It's easy to detect a lie if you have an idea of the truth. But it is not easy to spot an omission unless you have all key elements of the original message. This is why the Berean from Africa is teaching us how to use the apostolic format to gauge if the world's most prominent expository preachers are delivering the unredacted gospel. In this video, we are going to use the apostolic format to gauge the version of the gospel that was described by Matt Chandler, the lead pastor of teaching at the Village Church, president of the Acts 29 network, and author of the Explicit Gospel. Let's get right to it.
The gospel is a beautiful thing. It is simple enough for a child to understand, and yet deep enough and complex enough for the brightest theological minds imaginable to kind of get in there and nuance. And when I'm teaching the gospel, I like to highlight two different perspectives on what the gospel is accomplishing. There's the what I like to call the gospel on the ground. And so if you think about walking down a downtown street, you get this view of things on the ground that's different than, say, you would at 35,000 feet. And so when we're talking about the gospel on the ground, we're talking about personal salvation, the atoning work of Jesus Christ, saving us as individual sinners to himself as adopted sons and daughters. And then when we're talking about the gospel in the air, we're talking about what Jesus has accomplished, not just in the individual life of a man or a woman, but what he's accomplishing in the gathering of his church and what his blood has purchased across the entire creative order. So that the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus Christ is not just saving sinners, although it is also going to right every wrong and fix every broken particle in the expanse of the universe. And so the gospel is yes, personal salvation via the atoning work of Jesus Christ, but it is also the mission of God in the heart of the church, pushing back darkness, bringing order to chaos, bringing light to darkness while we wait for the kingdom to come, upon which every particle in the universe will be made right. This is the invitation that God extends to us in the gospel. Be saved from your sins, be saved from death, and then be sent and empowered to bring order to chaos, light to darkness until kingdom comes.
Matt Chandler has omitted 6 elements of the gospel. The Berean said that his short description of the gospel is too difficult for ordinary people to comprehend, plus, it renders the elements he omitted of none effect. Pastor Matt Chandler, we urge you, for the sake of next generational evangelism, mend your fishing net.